and that's the spirit, and he marched off beaming happily. Both Old Wrinkly and Hiccup sighed as they watched Stoic bustling off. He's a good lad, Stoic, really, wheezed Old Wrinkly, but he never, ever listens. No, agreed Hiccup sadly, he doesn't. I haven't got a hope of beating Snotlout. Old Wrinkly turned his bright, razor-sharp eyes on his grandson. We'll see, said Old Wrinkly. Now, this is very important, Hiccup. Have you got your ticking thing? Yes, answered Chris Hiccup, surprised. The ticking thing was a strange, round object with a front that was hard and transparent like ice. Behind it were all these rune numbers, set in different circles, and at least 7 arrows, all different colours. Hiccup had discovered many uses for the ticking thing. One arrow seemed to tell the time, another always pointed north, which was extremely useful if you were lost, and since it was quite a changeable day, and the prospect of this strong easterly wind blowing you off course, Hiccup thought it might be handy on this occasion. The ticking thing was waterproof too. Hiccup's only worry was that he was going to lose it, so he'd attached it to his wrist with a long piece of rope, and he'd tucked it into his waistcoat pocket. That's the ticking thing. That's the ticking thing. Excellent, said Old Wrinkly. Hand it to me for a moment. Hiccup took the ticking thing out from his pocket, and Old Wrinkly opened the back of it and began to fiddle with some of the little buttons inside. Now, Hiccup, said Old Wrinkly, I haven't got time to explain, but you have to return to this beach within 3 months, 5 days, and 6 hours. Do you understand me? 3 months, 5 days, and 6 hours? Gasped Hiccup. What are you talking about? I'm not going to last more than 50 minutes out there. I've set the alarm for you, said Old Wrinkly, putting the ticking thing back into Hiccup's waistcoat pocket. When you have less than 6 hours left, it will start to tick louder, and if the alarm goes off, well, then you'll know you're too late. Don't be late now, Hiccup, will you? I'm counting on you, boy. And Old Wrinkly hurried off to the judge's table, with Hiccup staring after him with his mouth open. Mad as a banana, said Hiccup. All the competitors were crowded at the start line, drawn in the sand, and 20 metres from the sea, chatting with each other. Big Boobie Bertha, the chief of the Boobie Bertha tribe, was slapping Blubberwing. I love Bertha. Slap that on her arms. There she is. Oh, she's quite redoubtable. Her gigantic boobies flapping so buoyantly and joyously in the wind that looked as if any second they might carry her up into the sky like a couple of hot air balloons. Bertha had a foghorn voice with the kind of carrying quality that could be heard several islands away. She was telling everyone within a 2-mile radius that she was Bertha the Unsinkable, the archipelago swimming champion, and that everyone else might as well go home right now. The Madras Tribe were passing their swords and axes and spears and hammers from hand to hand in a thoughtful fashion. They reminded Hiccup uncomfortably of a load of hairy cannibals waiting for their dinner. Madguts the Madras, the head of the Madras tribe, stood with his arm muscles rippling menacingly. Even with a brisk wind blowing, he was reeking like a 3-week-old seal corpse. He was a stinking 7-foot giant with unattractive blue-black skull tattoos covering his cheeks. One of the most terrifying things about Madguts was he never spoke. Nobody quite knew why. Some say he lost his tongue wrestling a storm dragon with his bare hands. Others said that it was merely a nasty cold caught when he was a small baby. Who knew the reason, but he had never been known to do more than grunt. His repulsive assistant, Gumboil, an unpleasant little pimple of a man, did all the speaking for him. There were 3 judges, one of whom was Hiccup's grandfather, Old Wrinkly, whose job was to mark the timing of the race. The chief judge, a sad, unbelievably wrinkly little bashamoik, cleared his throat and announced in a high, quivery voice, "Oh, hear ye, Vikings of the archipelago! He who is the last to turn back from this beach from the moment I blow this trumpet shall be declared the last man back. He must be able to swear, according to ancient tradition, that he did not seek aid by float or boat. As a prize for this contest, he may make a single demand of the other 2 chieftains. Do you chieftains swear that you will agree to this command?" "We swear," swore Bertha, Stoic, and Madguts the Murderess. Kamikaze, Boobie Bertha's tiny, tangle-haired daughter, who I love, trotted over to wish Hiccup luck. One of the best burglars in the archipelago. This is, there she is with her dragon, Stormfly, a beautiful mood dragon. One of the best burglars in the archipelago. Kamikaze wasn't afraid of anything or anybody. Lovely day for a swim, isn't it? She said cheerily. I can't wait to get in the water. Around Kamikaze's legs curled a beautiful mood dragon called the Stormfly. A mood dragon, as its name suggests, is a chameleon that changes colour according to its mood, and this particular mood dragon was unusual because it not only spoke Dragonese, but also Norse, the language of the humans. Hello, Toothless, drawled the Stormfly, batting her beautiful young eyelashes at him. Toothless turned bright red. He had a bit of a crush on the Stormfly, and immediately he began to... There he is, turning bright red. He immediately began to show off, turning cartwheels in the air and blowing complicated smoke rings that went down the wrong way and gave him a coughing fit. As they were standing there, Snotlight sneaked up behind them and whisked Gobber's cloak from off poor Fishlegs' shoulders, revealing the armbands for everyone to see. Whoops, grinned Snotlight, silly me. Ha 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 ha, roared the crowd, pointing at Fishlegs and jumping up and down in joy. There's a hooligan over there who's wearing armbands. I have to find the rest of the chapter to